Hello everyone. Today what we'll be doing is that we'll be doing questions on GST. Okay. Welcome to my channel. So let's see what the questions on GST are. Basically what we need to do is that we need to create the following ledgers where cash in hand is 65,000, HDFC Bank is 12 lakhs 50,000 and share capital is the remaining balance. Then we need to do purchases of stock item plus 18% GST from a regular dealer of West Bengal and sell the same. Then we'll be again purchasing it from Maharashtra and selling it in Jharkhand. And then what we'll be doing is that we'll be also doing invoices and entries for interior decoration with GST. So let's start the questions. Okay, what we need to do is that first we need to create a company. So let's say GST practice questions. Let's give it an address as West Bengal, state as West Bengal. What we need to do is that we need to enable GST West Bengal. Let's give it a number. Let's start a random number, for example GST with the state code 19. Okay, okay, let's give this a random GST number. It might be, it might not take because it is of 15 numbers: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12 13 14 15. But since it is not a real GST number, it was showing as a warning sign was being shown, and then we control it. We go to charts of accounts, ledgers, alt H, multi alter, all items. Cash was given as 65,000. Profit and loss was not given. HDFC bank accounts was given as 12 lakh 50,000. And how to know how to find the share capital remaining balance is that first we need to do it Control A so that it gets saved in the ledger. The ledgers get saved. Then we go to home, balance sheet, and the difference in the opening, that is 13 lakh 15,000, is the share capital. As you can see, if I go, you can see again difference in opening balance 13 lakh 15,000. This is the share capital. Charts of accounts, ledgers, alt H, multi alter, all items, share capital, capital accounts 13 lakh 15,000, if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's check it once more. Balance sheet, yes, it is. What we can do is that see, it is given as working capital here, okay, but we don't need working capital. So what we can do is that Control B for basis of values, and then include working capital, control enter so that it goes no, and Control A. So here current assets, it is showing instead of working capital. Okay, this is how the balance sheet is done. Now let's start with the entries. The first entry is company purchased 10 pieces of printer at 3,800 plus 18% GST from B and company, B and Co, basically a regular dealer of West Bengal. So what we need to do is that vouchers F9 for purchase. Let's give it a invoice number. Let's say P/001. What was the date? Date was not given, so let's state it as 1st of April. Okay. Party name was B and Co. B and Co. Let's give it as, since we are purchasing, it will be sundry creditors. West Bengal. Let's give it a registration number 19. Will be purchase accounts. Since we need GST to be applicable in this, will be like this. You can call it goods, services, anything would be fine, except now what we need to require is that 10 pieces printer. So Alt C, printer, create quantity, go to pieces, okay, not applicable, this is not applicable. What in the question it is given as HSN code is not given, but it is given as 80 plus 18% GST. So let's give it a random GST and HSN code. Specify details here, taxable 18%. Goods, yes, enter. Now what is required is at 3800 we are purchasing 10 pieces printer. So for 10, 3800, automatically it will go to 38,000. Now what we need to add is, since we are purchasing it from within the state, that is intra-state purchase, what we need to add is CGST and SGST. Okay, so in purchase what happens is that we give input CGST, input SGST. So Alt C, input CGST, it will cover the duties and taxes. GST, CGST, it will be 0. Enter. Automatically 3420 will come. Similarly, Alt C, input SGST, duties and taxes, GST, GST 00. Enter. Automatically it came. Enter. New reference, you can give it a reference for the invoice. Enter. That is question 1 done. Now we need to do is that we need to sell the 10 piece printer at 4600 plus 18% GST to A&Co. So for that we'll go to F8 sales. Let's give it an S001, date on 1st of May. So first I'll change the date to 1st of May by pressing F2. Enter 1st May. Let's give it as 1st May. Party name is A&Co. A&Co. Debtors, sundry debtors, yes. Again a regular, so A, B, C, D, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It will be create sales accounts. Again here the GST will be applicable, otherwise the GST won't be automatically calculated. Here we'll again press spacebar so that the stock that we have will come. This 10 at how much? At 4600. Enter. Now what we need to do is that in purchase we have input, but in sales we have output. So Alt C, output, CGST, duties and taxes, GST, CGST. Enter. It automatically came. Similarly, output SGST, duties and taxes, GST, SGST. Enter. Automatically it came. Now new reference, let's give it as S/001. Completed. Similarly, on 2nd May, company purchased 10 pieces printer at 3400 plus 18% GST from E&Co, a regular dealer of Maharashtra. Okay. So for that, again what we need to do is that F2, change the date to 2nd May. F9 for purchase, P/002. Again, what we are purchasing it from? E and Co. That is a regular dealer of Maharashtra. So Alt C, E and Co. Creditor from Maharashtra. So the state code will be 27. Okay. It might show as invalid because it is not a genuine GST number. Purchase. What we are purchasing? We are purchasing printer. We can do that the same way because ultimately 18% is GST is already given. So 10 at 30, not at 38, but at 4600, right? 4600 plus GST. So here what will happen, since we are, we are purchasing, at 3400. But here what we are doing is that since we are purchasing it from Maharashtra, we need to create input IGST will be duties and taxes, GST, IGST. Automatically the amount will come. Now what is happening is on 2nd May itself, okay, we are selling it to Jharkhand, okay. The date actually does not matter, but because it's the same date, but like just for reference I'm saying that it's the same date. On 2nd May, sales F8 S/002, 2nd May, we are selling it to a Jharkhand state GST to K Sharma, okay. K Sharma is a debtor, okay, from Maharashtra, from where? From Jharkhand. A consumer, okay, sold 10 pieces printer at 4600 plus GST to K Sharma, consumer of Jharkhand, okay. So here Jharkhand, he does not have any GST number, so let's make it registered, but we are selling it with GST, right? Here sales, what we'll be doing is that printer, 10 pieces printer at how much? At 4600, right? 10 pieces printer at 4600 plus 18% GST. That will be output IGST. GST, IGST. Automatically this amount came 54,280. New reference, can give it S002. We sold it to K Sharma. Now what we need to do is that all these purchases that were happening, since it was an item purchase, we were doing it in item invoice voucher mode. That comes when I press Ctrl H, okay. But on the other hand, what exactly happens is that when I am purchasing or selling services, what we need to do is that we need to do it in Ctrl H, accounting invoice voucher, not on item invoice voucher but on accounting invoice voucher. So the question here arises, on 1st May, company provided interior decoration services amounting to 320,000 plus 18% GST to F Limited, a regular dealer of West Bengal. Company provided, okay, the company basically sold. So what we need to do is that in sales, let's give it firstly I need to change the date to 1st of May. Let's give it S003. Okay, party name is what? Is F Limited. Okay, so F Limited F Limited. We are selling, so debtors, okay, a regular dealer of West Bengal, okay. So here we can give a random GST number, say BCDEF 1234 L1ZE, okay. Now what we here need to do is that what are we providing? We are providing interior decoration services. So Alt C, interior decoration services, that will come under indirect income, okay. Here GST applicable, okay. SS specified details here. What is the SSE code? SSE code is 00440076. Specified details here. Taxable 18%. Right. What is the amount? Amount is 3,20,000 plus GST. Now what we need to do is that we need to add Alt C input. It was what? It was West Bengal, so input CGST and SGST is already created. So input CGST, automatically it came. Input SGST, automatically came. Okay. Automatically, let's give it S/003 sold. Now on the second hand, what it is doing is that it is again selling interior decoration services amounting to 92,000 plus 18% GST to G Limited, a regular dealer of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So what we are basically doing is that we are selling services to Arunachal Pradesh, right, which includes GST. So for that, what we need to do is that we need to again make a sales voucher. Date will be on which date? 2nd May. So first change the date to 2nd May. Let's give it a date S/004. Okay. And then what we need to do is that G Limited, party name is G Limited, here debtor, Arunachal Pradesh, okay. GST number is say 12, which is a state code, ABCDF 1234 L1ZE. Interior decoration services that we selected, and from 92,000 plus GST. So output IGST is already given. Automatically this came. Enter. We can give it S/004. Make sure that is done. Make sure when the services are there, we are purchasing or selling services, then accounting voucher. Purchasing, as when we are purchasing items or selling items, then it is item invoice. Now on 31st May, company purchases 10 pieces laptop at 32,000 from I&Co, who is unregistered. So what will happen is that firstly we change 31st May, okay, vouchers. We purchase, okay, purchased what? 10 pieces laptop. So again Control H, item invoice P/003 from what? From I&Co, who is an unregistered person or an unregistered company. Okay, so let's say it's from West Bengal only. So Alt C, I&Co, we are purchasing, so it is a creditor from West Bengal, and GST is not given, so unregistered. Okay. Since it is unregistered, we cannot pay or use input of GST. So what we need to do is again Alt C, 10 pieces laptop pieces not applicable. Okay, 10 pieces, or rather what we can do is that again control enter, so that this stock item alteration screen comes. Here we can give it as, we can specify in voucher or whatever, but I prefer going as per stock group. Okay, 10 pieces. How much? At how much? At 32,000. 3,20,000. Since he does not have any GST number or anything like that, we are not adding any GST number. New reference P003, and it is done. Now what happens is that on 31st May, company sold 10 pieces laptop at 38,000 and charged 10,000 as installation charges plus 18% GST to K Sharma, a limited to K Limited, a registered dealer in West Bengal. Okay, so what happens is that when we are purchasing or selling both an item as well as services, then we need to create the voucher in accounting voucher. Okay, so since we are selling, it will again, we go to F8, Control H, accounting invoice voucher. Let's give it S005, 31st May, and now it is K Limited, a registered dealer in West Bengal. So K Limited, debtor, West Bengal. Let's give it a random GST number 19 because of the state code. ABCGD 1234 L1ZE. Enter, 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 enter. Okay, what we are doing is that we are selling 10 pieces laptop. Okay, so since we are what we need to do is that since we are selling an item as well as the services, what we need to do is that we need to make sure that it is done in item invoice, not in accounting invoice. So again we'll go to sales. Okay, here we are selling 10 pieces laptop, but here what we need to do is again we need to change, control enter, and then we need to specify details here. Okay, specify details here. What is the details? The detail 18% GST. Okay, 18% GST. Okay, we are selling 10 pieces at 38,000. Okay, what we are also doing is that we need to do is that once we press enter, we again need to press enter to come out that stock item section. Enter. Now we are selling interior decoration services at how much? At no, what we are not selling interior decoration, we are selling installation charges at 10,000. So we need to go back, create installation charges. That will come again, indirect income, applicable, any random for now, taxable 18%, which is again a service. Okay, and what we are doing is that we are giving an amount of 10,000 instead of rate, we are giving directly amount 10,000. Okay, now what we need to do is that we need to add output CGST, output SGST. That will be the total amount. Let's give it as 005, and that is how the GST questions are done. But what exactly happens is that whenever we are doing GST based questions, we are giving the real GST number rather than a random number, or a just for the exercise I have given the normal random number. Thank you.